Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing an update of my Cyberdark deck. Now this has been a little while since I recorded this deck profile. I think it's been like 2017, and I was happening through some of my boxes and I found this deck and I was like, hey, let's update that, and let's see what I can do to that. So this deck actually gets really interesting with some of the new stuff that's come on the list. So let's see what I'm playing. And before we get into this guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and I will give you a heart if you do. So let's see what we can do. So let's see how this deck plays. I love the Dark Zane in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and he's probably one of my favorite characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, so let's see how we do this deck. I hope I do it justice. So we're going to play 3 copies of Cyberdark Horn. Basically, all the Cyberdarks share the same ability of when they're normal summoned, you can equip a dragon monster that's level 3 or lower to this monster from your graveyard, and then it gains attack equal to that monster's attack. Then each one of them have individual abilities, whereas Horn inflicts piercing damage. 3 copies of Edge. Edge does the same thing, except Edge can attack your opponent's life points directly, but its attack is halved when it does. Also, if they're going to be destroyed by battle, you can destroy the monster equipped to them instead, which is pretty cool. They prevent their own destruction one time. Then we play 3 copies of Keel. Keel is probably the most underpowered of them all, because Keel's effect is that if it's on the field and it's, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent. Like, it's so irrelevant, it's almost a vanilla for that ability. So the best one is probably Edge, to be honest. Then we play 3 copies of Cyberdark Cannon. Cyberdark Cannon, in my opinion, is probably the better of the 2 of the newer ones that came out in the first Legendary Duelist. Cyberdark Cannon's effect is that if this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you get to draw a card, and then it has 2 effects that you can discard it to the graveyard. You can discard it to the graveyard to add a Machine Cyberdark monster from your deck to your hand, which is any of these directly from your deck to your hand. And it has the other effect of, during the damage calculation, if this card is equipped to a monster and destroys, and when it battles, you can send a monster from the deck to the grave. So it Foolish Barrels any monster from your deck to the grave, which is really important to get five Cyberdarks in your graveyard. It's kind of like ABCs. You want to get 5 different Cyberdark monsters in your graveyard, so you can have the ability to summon your Cyber Darkness Dragon. Then we play 3 copies of Cyber Dark Claw. Cyber Dark Claw is really, really good too. Both of these cards are about equal. You need them both. The effect of Cyber Dark Claw is if it's destroyed while it's, or sent to the graveyard while it was equipped to a monster, you can target a Cyber Dark monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand, so it kind of rolls the ones you need back to your hand. Then you can discard it to the graveyard to add a Cyberdark spell from your deck to your hand. Or you can, during your damage step, you can, if this card battles a monster while it's equipped to a monster, you can send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. That's really important because there's a lot of cards in this deck that benefit off of being sent to the graveyard. So Cyberdark Claw alleviates that and allows us to send cards that we need to the grave. Then we play 2 copies of Ling Ling. Some people only play 1, some people play 3. I think 2 is the optimal number. I want to see it sometimes, but I don't want to see it all the time. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can target 1 monster you control and equip it to that monster. Basically, in a nutshell, it makes your Cyberdark monsters become 1,000 attack, and then their effects kick in, and they gain the attack of that monster. So they go up to 2,500 attack points, and they can attack twice because of Ling Ling's effect, being a union monster. The next card that I play is the final monster that I play in this deck is 3 copies of Black Salvo. Black Salvo, and I love the dual terminal ones. Black Salvo's effect is that when it's normal summoned, you can select a level 4 Dark Machine monster in your graveyard and special summon it into defense position, but its effects are negated. That's not a big deal because we're either going to link with them into a Wee Witch Apprentice, or we're going to synchro them away for like a Dawn Dragster or a Black Rose Dragon to bombard the entire field. So that's pretty much it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So pretty self-explanatory deck. Basically, you just normal summon your Cyberdark monsters and attack your opponent with them until eventually you can summon out your fusion monster and OTK them. So we play one copy of Monster Reborn because it's Monster Reborn. One copy of Cyberdark Impact. Basically, you return a Cyberdark Horn, Edge, and Keel from your side of the field, hand, or grave to your deck. And then you get to special summon one Cyberdark Dragon from your extra deck. And it's counted as a fusion summon, which is really, really good in the deck. Then we play one copy of Card Destruction because we're not that concerned about our hand. We want a bunch of cards in the grave, and it helps us dig very deep into the deck. Foolish Burial, because of the same reason we need to get certain Cyberdarks in the grave, so we're going to play Foolish Burial to do that. Super Polymerization. If your opponent's playing Darks, you can go into Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I absolutely love that about this deck. 2 limiter removals, because it can help you OTK your opponent really quickly without even going into your fusion monsters. Because if you have like Horn on the field and you double its attack with Lingling equipped, it can attack twice and it's 5,000. So, like, come at me. 2 copies of Twin Twisters, because with all machine decks, we hate back row, so we play that. 2 copies of Cyberdark Inferno. Cyberdark Inferno is really interesting, because Cyberdark affect monsters you control that are equipped with equipped cards, which the Cyberdark Horn and Edge count as that, or not Horn and Edge, Horn and Claw, Cannon and Claw, excuse me, count as that. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects, which makes them untargetable, which is really, really, really good. And then you can target one Cyberdark monster you control, return it to your hand, and then immediately after this card resolves, normal summon it. So that extra effect that when Claw or Cannon are sent to the graveyard, their effects kick in off of this, which is really, really cool. And then once returned, this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or just destroyed and sent to the graveyard. You can add a polymerization spell or a fusion spell from your deck to your hand, which is searches our super polymerization, which is really, really good. And it also searches our overload fusion, and it searches our future fusion, which is really important. Then we play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness for draw power. Since everything in the deck is dark, we might as well play it. And we need the draw power. And I'm not that concerned about banishing 1 or 2 Cyberdarks. It's not that big of a deal. As long as I have 1 of each name, it's fine. Then I play 3 copies of Overload Fusion. Overload Fusion is really good in this deck because all you have to do is get Horn, Keel, and Edge in grave, and you instantly get Cyberdark Dragon. If you get 5 Cyberdarks in your grave, you can activate Overload Fusion and then summon Cyberdarkness Dragon, which is even better. And that's the reason we play the next card at 3, and that is 3 copies of Future Fusion. Yes, your opponent may hit it, but it's going to cost them resources to hit Future Fusion. And the new eroded effect of Future Fusion is that during your standby phase, after the turn, basically it takes 2 turns to summon a fusion monster. But in a nutshell, when you activate Future Fusion, and then the following standby phase, you send all the materials for it to the grave, and then the next standby phase, you special summon the actual fusion monster. So usually we're going to reveal every time, we're going to reveal our Cyber Darkness Dragon, which is going to be this guy right here, and he lets us send 5 Cyberdark effect monsters to the graveyard, which is very important. And if we have like Future Fusion and an Overload Fusion and a Black Salvo, we can summon 2 Cyberdarkness Dragons in 1 turn, which is very easily done. And the combo is basically you activate Future Fusion on your turn. The following turn, it sends all the cards to the grave. Then you normal summon Black Salvo and special summon one of them back from the grave, and then you link them together for a Wee Witch's Apprentice. And then Wee Witch's Apprentice is on the field, and then you've got Overload Fusion. You activate Overload Fusion, and then summon Cyber Darkness Dragon, equip it with a monster, and then attack your opponent with it. The following turn, you summon out our Future Fusion effect activates, and if you didn't beat your opponent off of that combo, you get the Cyber Darkness Dragon, the second Cyber Darkness Dragon, and you just OTK from there. It's over at that point. That's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. Sorry for the quick explanation combo, but the cards that you need for that combo are as follows. You need a Future Fusion, you need an Overload Fusion, and you need a Black Salvo. That is all you need to win. That's the win right there. And these are searchable. This is just you happen upon it. You don't even have to have the Black Salvo. You can OTK your opponent without it. But that's it for the main deck. Let's get into the extra deck, guys. So we're going to play 2 copies of Cyber Dark Dragon. I love the artwork of this card. It's just really, really nuts. Basically, its effect is that when this card is fusion summoned, you can target one dragon monster in your graveyard and equip it to this card, and this card gains attack equal to the monster that's equipped to it. Also, this card gains 100 attack for each monster card in your graveyard, and if it would be destroyed by battle, you can send the monster that's equipped to it to the graveyard instead. So it gets pretty big pretty quick. And with 5 headed dragon, you can make this go up to 6,000 on summon, which is really, really good. And there's a little chintzy combo that I'm going to show you in just a second with this. Then we play 2 copies of Cyberdarkness Dragon, the new and improved Cyberdark Dragon. It must be fusion summoned with 5 Cyberdark monsters. Any 5 can be used for this. And then this card is special summon. You can equip a dragon or machine monster from your graveyard to this card. And it gains attack equal to the original attack of that monster. And when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can send an equipped card to this card to the graveyard and then negate the activation if you destroy it, which is really good. It gives you 1 negation on the board, which is really, really good. I really like that about this. And then we play 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon because we can go into this very, very easily because it just requires 2 dark monsters. If your opponent's playing dark and you're playing dark, you can activate Super Poly, send 1 of yours and 1 of theirs, and just get Starving Venom on the field. To send to the graveyard off of Claw, we're going to play 5-headed dragon. Basically, this is here just to equip to them. And then for another card that we play for Claw, you send Predaplant Chimera Rafflesia to the grave, and it lets us search during the next standby phase. After this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Polymerization or a Fusion spell card to your hand, which is really good. Basically, it's just here to send to the grave. You can't actually summon it, but that's the reason it's here. Then we play Elder Entity Inst. I know, it's weird. But when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. Basically, it's just a free pop, and that's why I play it. The only 2 Link monsters I'm playing in here is 2 Wee Witch's Apprentice. If you guys want to put any more Link monsters in here, go for it. But I just like the 2 Wee Witch's Apprentice because it gives me the boost. And both its Link arrows are pointing down, which is good for me. Then I play Evil Sworn Exciton Knight because it's at 1. And it just helps with so many plays. Just bombarding the opponent's field. And then summoning Cyber Darkness Dragon. And then you just win. It's easy. Then I play Shooting Quasar Dragon and Shooting Star Dragon. The reason we play this is because if you send Quasar to grave and you equip it onto Cyber Darkness Dragon and then you negate something and send this to the grave, it lets you special summon out Shooting Star Dragon from your extra deck. That's the reason we play it. And it's free. So why not? Why not play it? And then for the black salvo cards that we special summon is Black Rose Dragon to bombard the field and a Dawn Dragster just for free negations. And that's it. That's pretty much it, the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed taking this one. This deck is a lot of fun to play because your opponent most likely will not know a lot of these card effects. And so it's going to catch them off guard and they're not going to know how to play around it. But basically it's a union deck in a way that when you normal summon them, they equip dragon monsters and they get really big really fast and you OTK your opponent. I really love that aspect of this deck. I wish there was a way that I could make like a Dark Arm Dragon or an Arm Dragon Cyberdark deck, but I don't know. But anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad. And if you are a part of the notification squad, comment down below and tell me that you are so I can give you a heart. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.